Okay, Helldivers, we're back, and we've got some stuff to go over, and again, this isn't negative, I'm not slandering the game upon any stretch of the imagination, and before you guys keep asking me, no, the game is not going to die. We are hitting a bit of a dwindle point, and I think that even the Arrowhead team have mainly seen this one as based on the responses that we've got to show you guys today, but we've got to take a look at the major order. We've got 24 hours left on it, with only Martell left to liberate, and we've got a new Battlefront update for your faces. This is a good one, and I think that actually this could mean some positives coming forward. On top of that, we've also got a load of stuff to go through, including the player base itself and why it is that it's happening, and some of the reasons why, as stated by the support team inside of Arrowhead. Now, we're going to dive on into it, so if you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And out of the numbers that we've got going, let me know if you guys are playing the game still. If you are, a simple yellow heart in the comment section indicates your liberation for democracy. Let's take a look at what we've got happening right now. So, starting off with the major order, 24 hours left, we've got Martell to take, and this one does not need to be liberated by the time of the major order ending. We can just take this and finish this major order right now. If we head over to the table, what is it that we see on the basis of Martell? It's quite an interesting feature, mainly because we've experienced quite a lot with this major order, and it's kind of had a lot of ups and downs, but we're around 30% in liberation with this, with around 23,000 of you guys that still fighting those drastic bots and trying to fight for democracy. When we take a look at the dispatch notice, though, we've had a Battlefront update which reports the indication of decreased levels of automaton resistance, assuredly due to having calculated the inevitable ultimate victory of managed democracy. Press the advantage. It essentially seems like they've turned down the press on the automatons, whether that's something that's happened because of the dwindle player base, which again has dropped again this month. Again, yes, the game is not dead, but we are seeing a bit of a dip in the current status. As to why that's going to be the case, well, actually, I think that it's relatively simple and seems to be quite an obvious partake. We are experiencing a bit of a lull period inside of the game, lack of Warbond, which we're going to go over in just a second, because we do have some information on that one. And then we've obviously got the problem of games releasing, such as The First Descendant, which has been recently taking up quite a lot of my time. As far as gamers go, we all like different games and jump into them at the same time, and we will all collide back for the liberation inside of Helldivers as and when there's stuff to actively do. But right now, we don't seem to be at that point. The proof behind it? Well, we've got 23,000 players playing the game right now, with a peak of 29,000 in the last 24 hours, and looking on the monthly player breakdown, we just seem to be in a red decline consistently since, well, March. Obviously, we're expecting the decline slightly after launch, and this is something that was going to happen with a giant decline in May, which was evidently due to Sony, but neither here nor there. We're still taking dips each month until that point. I don't think the game is dead, and I think it will make its own comeback based on exactly what it is that it does with regards to Warbond's DLCs and announced content, which isn't looking to be this month, if I'm being completely honest with you. We've had BVitamin, a member of the support team inside of Arrowhead, actually responding to somebody who asked when the next Warbond was. With Twinbeard being on holiday, we've had BVitamin in the feed quite a lot just recently, stating no date has been announced yet, and that would imply to me that the likelihood is we're not seeing anything throughout July as far as new content, and they don't even seem to be making any subtle hints towards it. We've had a new poll come through inside of the official Helldivers Discord, and this one is so damn broad that it just doesn't indicate anything with regards to new content or any changes that could be coming forward. It states right here which are better, and we can see that it's either Eagles or Orbitals, and 69% of votes, and yes, I'm proud of you for that, guys. We are looking at Eagles being the primary source of your usage. Now, a lot of people were getting a little bit panicky about that one. Why would you be getting panicky? Well, generally, when you see these sorts of things, you generally tend to think that a nerf is going to be coming. Well, again, don't panic. BVitamin has come through with a solid one, stating that I promise the point of the poll isn't to decide what to nerf. We don't do it like that. And that is a very, very solid statement. The likelihood is we're not going to see any nerfs off the backhand of this. The reason being is we've not really seen any big patch for a little while now, and I can't imagine them making any any nerfs to that degree in the next patch, and if there is something that they do, then I will be extremely surprised. We're at a point right now where patches, updates, and all that stuff are going to be coming through very thinly based on the factor of what's going into the summer seasons, and on the basis that they want to stick a bit more of a gap between those mega patches as well as the Warbonds and such. Right now, we're in a bit of a lull period. Helldivers got used to those first few months with a new Warbond every month, and got used to those first few months where the game was changing and updating every month, and we've kind of been left with the way that the game is now for a little while, meaning that people are slightly getting a little bit bored of it, and that's absolutely fine. We know that this seems to be the case based on the response that we're having from the support team inside of Arrowhead. The main reason for that is this right here. BVitamin made a response to somebody stating about amazing games. Right here we state, there are many amazing games on the market right now. If you're feeling burned out to the point you don't enjoy Helldivers anymore, it's okay to take a break. Come back when we release something that piques your interest, and then enjoy liberating all over again. Now, I don't really understand the main statement for that one. I kind of do get it in the regard of you don't want to have those burnouts, and you don't want to have people badmouthing the game because they're burnt out. But when it comes to a live service model, the game is relatively reliant on the player base actively playing the game, especially with things like major orders and such like that. Unless we just start getting obscenely large major orders in time period versus what we've got now, we'll have to wait and see. But it doesn't seem to be that there is anything coming for a little while. Normally you would get these messages when we're starting to hit that lull period, not when they were going to start releasing new content. So I think those of you guys who are still enjoying Helldivers, it might be time to play a few other games. Again, I'm always going to recommend The First Descendant. It's definitely piqued me right now, but irrelevant. That's another video all told. If you guys are getting a little bit burnt out by this game, it's not going to be making any changes for a little while, so I would recommend not making yourself hate it, and maybe venture out towards some other games. The Elden Ring DLC is not long launched, and then coming back when we get the new Warbond and the new patch update. On top of that, though, we are looking at some new content fixtures, as Shams Jorjani has now advertised a new job role for the VFX artist to join the ranks there in Stockholm. And obviously, like he puts it up every time we do post up that he's looking for certain workers, it helps the company of Arrowhead be able to kind of get that exposure a little bit more as well. So if you guys are working in VFX right now, you feel like you might want to be able to join the team of Arrowhead at Stockholm, then links to the final link in the description. For me, I absolutely love Helldivers. It gave me all of you guys, and I will always be grateful for it. I think right now it's going to be a bit of a slow point, and a lot of you guys are probably going to find yourself playing it a little bit less every day. The responses from any of the Arrowhead team, including Shams Jorjani on any social media network, based around the social input for adding friends, blocking friends, inviting friends, or just having friends on this game, has been something of a long distant want, and the response that we get is that they're working on it consistently. I was looking for some tweets and responses from Shams Jorjani, which may kind of indicate some sort of workaround, or at least some talk of an update coming soon, and it doesn't ever seem to be the case, at least for the last couple of days. What we're experiencing right now is just a basis of them they're in a point where they're working on it. They're working on everything all in one go, and it seems that we may have a mega update coming at some stage in the future. But as of right now, we'll see you guys tomorrow for the new major order update, and give you guys the lowdown of exactly what it is that's happening inside of the game. Again, for those of you guys who have got this far, I'm not hating on the game. This is purely factual, and it's just news that we need to be able to put out there. This is going to be a bit of a slow month, maybe even a slow couple of months going through the summer, so make sure that you've got yourselves backed up with at least another game to be able to pique that interest. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all of your faces. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.